our partner USR IoT. Today's speaker is Stephen Dou, who's a business development manager. And the main topic of today's webinar will be the industrial IoT and its transformation across all sectors. It is really crucial to choose the right hardware that actually works in the industry field. And for this reason, today we'll look at USR IoT edge gateways, controllers, EMS gateways, and ARM-based industrial PCs, which are used to solve common industrial problems. But our experts and the team from USR IoT will give you more information about these topics. Before we start, I would like to give a few quick information. The webinar will be recorded, so the recording will be available on our website and the socials. In case you have any questions, feel free to ask them, but please write them down in the chat, and we will just gather these questions and they will be answered after the speaker ended its presentation. So after the main presentation, there will be a Q&A, so all the questions will be answered and by our experts. So that is all from my side. Thank you. And I would like to hand over the word to our partners. We will start with Mr. Wang, who will give us a brief introduction. And after Steve will follow with the detailed presentation. So thank you guys again for joining, and I hand over the word to you. Thanks.
My turn?
Yes, you are good to go, Wang.
Okay, dear guests, partners, and friends, good afternoon. And welcome to PUSR seminar on IoT communication and IoT control. I'm very excited to see the rapid growth of IoT applications across various industries. And riding on this great wave of IoT, our company has maintained stable growth in both revenue and profit every year. And thank you for your continued trust and partnership every year. Thank you. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Wang. I have been with PUSR for 13 years with experience in R&D. I used to be a software developer engineer and with experience in brand promotion. And now I'm in charge of general brand and USR IoT sales department. Next, let me share with you a quick look at PUSR profile and current scale. Now we have more than 600 employees and 2 self-owned factories and 3 core business focus on IoT hardware and software. Now we not only focus on communication, we have expanded into computing and control. Now the second business is IoT EMS, electronic manufacturing services, and the third IoT solutions. Okay, let me highlight our 3 key strengths. First, market leadership. PUSR has been ranked #1 in sales for industrial communication gateways in China for more than 7 years. We ship 4 million units every year, and we have served a total about 300,000 customers and work with more than 50 distributors. And second, a strong manufacturing capability. We have 2 self-owned factories and ensuring a stable quality, on-time delivery, and support for large orders. So we also provide the electronic manufacturing services. And third, venture capital investment. We have create 3-round VC investment, and this strong funding support us future growth and global development. And okay, and okay, little mistake. Okay, a little mistake. Let me see what happened. PPT 的转移有点问题。Wait a moment, little mistake. Hey, why? Okay, let me introduce our core product lines. The first is industrial network infrastructure, including cellular router, including 4G and 5G, even Wi-Fi 7 routers. And the second is industrial device connectivity, including serial port to 4G or CAN 1, serial to Wi-Fi or Ethernet or LoRaWAN. And we also have CAN communication and field bus communication hardwares. And the third is our new product line, and this is our main focus for the next 1 or 2 years. We call it edge control and industrial computing, including IoT gateways and ARM and x86 based computers, and onboard and the screen in plus PC all in one hardware we call the panel PC and HMI I/O system. We have a embedded software named Wukong Edge. It can run on all ARM-based products, and it can collect data and execute logical control via Node-RED built-in web SCADA system inside, and support MQTT to IoT platform. This can make our product more competitive, and most of our products can support our PUSR cloud. It is a system for building IoT systems. It can enable you achieve the following functions easily. You can remote data collection and control, and build remote networks into a virtual LAN, and remote configuration and OTA firmware, and make your SIM card recharge and management easier. Okay, all right. This is a quick overview. Next, my colleague will give a detailed introduction. Okay, thank you again, and thank you for attending our seminar. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Thanks for the presentation from Mr. Wang. And next, I will introduce the solutions and the devices from USR. And my name is Stephen Dou, and I'm the European Business Development Manager at Jinan USR IoT. It's really my great pleasure to be here today and have the opportunity to share our industrial IoT solutions. I believe that through Mr. Wang's introduction, everyone now has a general understanding of USR. Next, I would like to introduce the industrial IoT product line from the USR and also show you how our devices work together in a real industrial automation scenario. And during this presentation, I will first introduce our main hardware product families, and then we will walk through a real manufacturing application centered around our EG628 open source gateway controller. Finally, I will briefly introduce some main solutions. So, okay, first we just look at this slide. This picture just shows complete family of the USR industrial IoT products. Let's start with the ARM industrial series in the lower left area, which is including the ARM industrial panel PC, computers, and the control board. These products are built on Rockchip ARM platforms and run Linux operating systems. They provide the comprehensive capabilities, including the data acquisition, industrial control, edge computing, and data reporting. These devices usually used as the data hub at the industrial site. So they also support the local HMI configuration and the secondary development. So next, let's look at the upper left, which is the X68 industrial computer series. On the left side, we have our X686 industrial panel PC. And on the right side, we have the X86 industrial computers. These devices are based on the Intel platform and run Windows operating systems, which makes them highly compatible with a wide range of the industrial software. They are also specially designed for the harsh industrial environments, ensuring the long-term reliability and stability. So next, we go to the two devices with the white shell. These are M100 and M300 edge computing gateway series. These gateways can collect the data from field devices, such as the PLC, sensors, industrial controllers by the serial ports or the Ethernet ports. The collected data can be processed locally using the edge computing and also uploaded to the cloud platform by the cellular networks or the Ethernet connections. In addition to the data reporting, these devices can also perform the I/O control actions based on the predefined rules. So they mainly receive the commands just from the cloud platform and perform remote I/O control. Both edge gateways and net I/O modules can work together with the expansion modules to increase the number of the I/O ports. Next, let's look at the aluminum device located at the bottom of the right, which is the industrial protocol converter series. In the industrial environments, devices often use different communication protocols, which makes the integration very, very difficult. So our protocol converters can translate between the multiple industrial protocols, including the Profinet, Ethercat, can open Modbus, and so on. So this can break the communication barriers between devices from different manufacturers. Finally, on the right side, we have our HMI panel series. These HMI are typically installed next to the PLCs in industrial control systems. They allow operators to view the production status, set parameters, and monitor the alarms, which support both serial and Ethernet communications, and are available in multiple screen sizes, including 4.3 inches, 7 inches, and 10 inches. So this is just the whole family of our industrial devices. Next, I will show you that the advantages of our industrial computers and devices. So let's go to the next slide. This slide just show you the USR computers. The first advantages is that all-in-one industrial IoT computer design. So traditionally, industrial systems requires multiple devices, such as a router, a gateway, and the industrial PC. However, USR just integrates all these functions into a single controller, which simplifies the system architecture, reduce the hardware cost, and make deployment much easier. The second one is that the open development environment. Our industrial computer supports platforms such as Linux, Ubuntu, Node-RED, Docker, and custom application development. This open architecture allows system integrators and developers to build, test, and deploy applications much faster, while also providing great flexibilities for different industrial scenarios. The third key advantage is that the product is designed especially for the industrial IoT development. It combines the edge computing capabilities, industrial communication protocols, and built-in local SCADA functions, and the AI computing power just in one platform. This can help customers easily connect the traditional industrial equipment to the modern IoT platforms, also enabling smarter monitoring, automation, and data-driven operations. So next, I will show you that what is the key value for our devices can be used for the European customers. This slide is just like a conclusion for the other advantages of the USR devices. So to replace the router, the gateway, and the industrial PC with one integrated computer, just to make the simplifying the system architecture, and the Linux-based ARM, and the x86 platform supporting the Node-RED, Docker, which can be open and flexible development. And the protocol converters can also break the protocol barriers, which can connect the devices from the different manufacturers with a wide industrial protocol, which can support the electrical power protocols, backnet for the smart buildings, and OPC UA, and so on. Also, the edge computing will process the data locally just to reduce the latency and improve the reliability. The last is to reduce the hardware complexity and lower the development and maintenance cost. So next, I will just show you a real application scenario. So we have introduced the product families and the main performance, just like take that how the devices work together in real industrial applications. This is a typical discrete manufacturing production line for the automotive components assembly and 3C electronics manufacturing. In this scenario, The EG286 open source gateway controller serves as the central data hub. The production line is divided into multiple zones. Each zone requires precise motion control, material tracking, real-time equipment health monitoring. So all the devices shown in the diagram are the actual products that we can provide. At the left of the system is a cloud platform. This cloud platform acts as the central brain of the entire production line. It can collect and analyze the production data from all the areas. Operator can use it to monitor the equipment efficiency, view the production reports, and perform the remote maintenance and upgrade the system software. For the data collectors, the EG628 acts as the data collection hub. It supports a wide range of the industrial communication protocols. It can connect to multiple PLCs through the serial ports and the Ethernet ports, so which can support the almost all the main brand for the PLC of the world. It can also collect the data from the other devices, such as cameras, temperature and humidity sensors, and infrared meters. This device and run the Linux Ubuntu, which allow users to run customer algorithm for the advanced data processing. For the part of the controllers in this system, PLCs are responsible for the local machine control. Each PLC manages a specific section of the production line. Next to the PLC, we install a HMI panel PC. Operators can use HMI to adjust the process parameters and monitor the system status and also view the alarms. USR HMI panel PC can support both serial and Ethernet communication. Okay, next let's talk about the protocol converters. As I said before, in many industrial sites, equipment from the different manufacturers and use the different communication protocols. Our PX series protocol converters can help solve this problem, where we can meet the conversion requirement of the most main communication protocols on the market. Also, the distributed I/O connections enable mixed control of the digital and analog signals by the connecting actuators such as the cylinders, indicator slides, and the relays. Finally, on the right side, we have the actuators and the sensors. Actuators including devices such as the motors and the servo devices. These components perform the actual physical operations, such as the material handling and assembly. Sensors are used to monitor parameters like the pressure, the liquid level, the vibration. These sensors can be connected through distributed I/O module or EG628 expansion modules. So just from the scenario, it's clear that the EG286 is just a highly compatible all-in-one device, which is the main device in this application. So let's take a closer look at this product. As the industrial master controller, the device adopts the lock chip RK3562G industrial processor with wide voltage power supply, and which runs the Linux Ubuntu operating systems. For the hardware performance, EG268 has a rich interfaces as shown in the photo, include the serial, the Ethernet port, CAN port, and USB port, and all ports with the interface isolation, so which can support the Wi-Fi and the cellular for the global band frequency, which means that these products can use all over the world. And the full aluminum casing with the EMC level 3 can ensure that operation temperature from the minus 20 to the plus 70 degree, so which can meet the harsh environment. And the device modular design, which can be expandable with the module of the analog input, output, digital input, output to satisfy the requirement with some more I/O ports. So this is just the overview of the EG628 controller. Next, I will introduce some actual applications. So we have a basic understanding of the controller now. So this is practical applications for the battery management system. And this is for the industrial energy applications. First, let's look at the key challenge. In many battery systems, especially in the large energy storage sets or the telecom power system, there's a huge amount of the battery and sensor data that needs to be collected and analyzed. At the same time, the data collection and processing logic can be quite complex, involving the parameters such as the temperatures, humidity, and the battery status. Another challenge is that many companies is lack of the necessary algorithm or system design capability to just process this data and extract using the insights. To address these challenges, we provide a solution based on the edge computing and integrated devices architecture. At the edge layer, the critical data can be such as the temperatures, humidity, and the battery current meters can be processed locally. Through the secondary development, user can also deploy their own algorithm to perform the customized data analysis. To proceed, the data can be also transmitted to the cloud or monitoring platform by the 4G, and also which can enabling the centralized monitoring and the long-term data analysis. Another key advantage of our solution is that integrated router and gateway design. Traditional is2 function requires separate devices, but our solution combines the routing and gateway capabilities just in one device, so which can significantly reduce the hardware cost and simplifies the deployment. So the system also supports local visualization, so the operators can review the structured dashboards directly on site, and so making it easier to perform the system monitoring and diagnostic and also troubleshooting. So finally, to support the flexible system integration, the devices can provide several key capabilities, including an open platform for custom development and the multiple serial communication ports, support for the DI, DO, AI, and AO interfaces, and the built-in edge data collection and processing. These capabilities just make the solution highly suitable for the modern industrial battery management and the system. So next, I will show you the solution for the telecom base station. This slide summarizes the key challenges in the telecom base station for the energy and the environment monitoring and how our solution addressed them. First, let's look at the challenges. In many telecom base stations, network outages are often caused by the delayed maintenance or equipment issues, which can directly lead to service interruptions and revenue loss. A major reason behind this outage is power system failure. Components just like the UPS system, batteries, and the generators are critical for keeping the network running, but they are often difficult to monitor in the real time. At the same time, the traditional maintenance still relies heavily on manual inspections. Engineers need to travel to each site to check the equipment, which is time-consuming and also expensive, especially when managing hundreds or even thousands of the remote sites. So our solution is a modern energy management system with predictive monitoring. It can continuously monitor key equipment such as the UPS, batteries, rectifiers, and the solar inverters, and detect potential risk up to 78 hours in advance. For example, the battery aging or dust on the solar panels. With the remote monitoring, the operators can check site status anytime without a physical visit, which can significantly reduce the operational cost and also enable prehensive maintenance. The platform can also integrate monitoring for the HVAC systems, the fuel levels, and the site security. So in the summary, our solution provides a proactive energy management, fast edge and local monitoring, and supports for the multiple power subsystems, and a rugged design suitable for the harsh environment. This helps the operators to reduce the downtime, lower the maintenance cost, and improve overall network reliability. The next, which is the last application we shared, which is a water plant solution. And this is this slide just shows a water plant solution based on our USR EG628 controller. On this, on the right side, you can see the application architecture of the system inside the water treatment plant. In this project, the USR EG628H gateway works as the main control of the system. It monitors and regulates the overall operating parameters of the plant, including the control of the frequency converters, pumps, and the other key equipment. With its built-in logic control capability, the device can even replace the traditional PLC controllers in some scenarios. This helps simplify the overall system architecture while still maintaining stable and reliable control performance. For the local operation and maintenance, a HDMI display can be connected directly to the device, allowing the engineers to monitor system status and manage equipment on site in the real time. In addition, the expandable architecture of the EG628 allows flexible integration of the multiple field devices. This makes the multi-terminal control and centralized management within the water plant, which is much easier. So this is all the introduction of our device and our solutions. So in summary, the USR IoT provides a complete industrial IoT ecosystem, including the industrial computers, the edge gateways, protocol converters, the L modules, HMS, and a powerful software platform. So together, these products enable efficient data acquisition, intelligent edge computing, and flexible industrial automation solutions. So thanks for all your attention. This is all for my part. If you have some questions, the overall C market director, Mr. Dean, will have to give some comments. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Steve, and also Mr. Wang. Let's see that we have quite a few questions that so I will publish and display them on the computer, so they will be highlighted on the screen, and you are free to answer.
Sorry, I didn't hear clearly. So can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, the question should be published on the screen. So the question is, when can I download Linux image for PUSR industrial computer?
Well, the Linux image is not open now because you know for ARM architecture, every gateway has their own image. So if you want to test the image, you must buy samples of our IoT gateways. Yeah.
Thank you. The second question is, who is your biggest competition in Europe? What are your advantages in comparison to them?
I think one of our competitors in Europe is maybe Moza. Moza has some IoT controllers and gateways that are similar to us. But I think yes, but I think we have different features. You know, we developed our own Wukong 8 software in the gateway. So this software can integrate many protocols inside, and also we can develop new protocols for customers if they want. So it's very convenient for the customers to integrate many other devices with the different protocols on the field. Okay.
Thank you. The next question is where I can download source codes for Linux and applications running on PUSR industrial computer.
As I speak earlier, so this gateway has the Ubuntu system. So if you want the source code for the whole system, you need to write an email to our partners, and you will get reply from our partners, from SOS partners. Okay, for now, we can give some of our customers the source code because it's very hard for customers to develop from the scratch. I suggest you can just develop the applications on the Ubuntu system. Okay.
Thank you. The next question, do you have an application for testing digital input or outputs and analog inputs, outputs of industrial computers?
Yes, we have already integrated the Wukong 8 software inside, so you can get the value of the digital input outputs on the web page, and you can also program it with Node-RED or with the local SCADA system built inside. Okay, so next one. Yes. The computer running Wukong 8 software and sending the data to the cloud via this software. And if you want to use any other software, for example, you can develop your own application with C language or any other language. It's open. Okay, next. Yes, we have a plan to deploy our cloud servers in Europe. Maybe the second quarter of this year, when we released the cloud platform in Europe, we will told our partner SOS, and he will write an email to you and to tell you. Okay. Over the matrix. First, I think Steve have have described many advantages on the slides. So I think one of the biggest advantages is the cost effective, because we choose the chipset from the manufacturer from China. Maybe the cost is one of the advantage of our APC. And another one is also open source computer. You can develop with the Ubuntu system. And another one, I think because in China we have the more faster deliver time, more fast deliver time, and we also have our own factory, and we can ensure the quality of the gateways. And if you have interest in our factory, you can travel in China, and we welcome every customer from the European. Okay. Yeah, most for government situation. We have deployed our gateway in many projects in China, also overseas. For example, for the I think for one application scenario is the telecom base station energy and environment monitoring. It's one of our partners from South Africa. And we also have another project is the water plant solution is from our partners in China. Okay, so we have different projects in China and overseas. And some customers deployed the computer in hospital. Yeah, they develop their own apps, their own applications to acquire the data from the machines, from the chemical machines, and also for the charging powers. Okay.
Thank you. And also I can see a question in the chat that hasn't been asked. How PUSR industrial computers and IoT controllers comply with Radio Equipment Directive and the Cyber Resilience Act?
Hello. Can you speak again the last question?
Yes, the last question was how PUSR industrial computers and IoT controllers comply with Radio Equipment Directive and Cyber Resilience Act. So it's basically the Red DA and CRA. So it's the question about the compliance for these.
Okay, for now we have got the CE Red certificate, but for the CI we have the plan in this year. We will to got this certificate this year. Okay, but for CE Red we have got the certificate.
So for Red DA you already have it, and you are planning to do so for the CRA. That's correct?
Yeah. We have the plan.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, guys, I can see that those were all of the questions. So thank you very much for answering them. I hope that everyone will be satisfied with your answers. Also, thank you for finding time for this webinar and for presenting your solutions to us. As I mentioned, today's session was recorded, so the recording will be available on our website or also on the socials. You guys will also receive this presentation if you need it. You can use it for any purpose. And yeah, so thank you again for joining us, and See you guys next time. Have a nice rest of the day. Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Thank you, guys.